Okay, so here, so this is so the program, the name of the project is log4j example. This is a very small example of how to use the log4j library, which is for logging. Okay, so let's look at first look at the structure um, of the project, right? So we have a src source, right? Source folder. Within the source folder, we have the main and test, right? And within main, we have a Java and the resources, right? Resources usually for configuration. And here we have a Maven configuration file, POM file, right? POM.xml. So let's first look at our main class. Okay, so this class is named app. So if you look at this is very short a program, very short class, right? So you see we have we just have some print statements, right, and logging statements here, right? So first we do hello world, print hello world. Then we have 6 logging statements. We call them logging statements. So these statements are used to record the runtime behaviors of the program, right? So when we run a program, so these statements will print the messages, and we'll record these messages in files or like on your standard output. Okay, so here we have a line, right? A line here, so we get a logger, right? We get log manager, get logger. Here, this is the app class. This is the name of the class. This is the name of the logger as well. Okay, so this is so here. Also look at here. We have some dependencies, right? Log manager, logger from log4j library. Here just give you have a sense of what logging looks like. Okay, if you look at the Maven configuration file, we see there we have dependencies on log4j, right? Specifically, we have dependencies on log4j API and log4j core. Okay, and then we go to the resources folder. So we see this log4j.xml. This is a configuration file for logging. If you look at it, if you look here, so at the top level, we have a configuration component element, right? And then within we have appenders, we have a logger, right? So basically, appenders determine which files we want to write our log messages to, right? And we see there's a console appender, which means a standard output. There's a file, we have a file name, which means we will write our log messages into this file. And we have a logger. So here we'll have only one logger and the root logger, right? Root logger, we have a level, right? Info. And we have appenders here, which means this logger will be wrote, the content of this logger will be wrote to these 2 files, okay? So this is just a quick overview of a small program, including logging statements, okay? Then we run this program. So we want to see, we first, we clear this, right? We run this program, and we want to see what's the result, right? Let's run this program. Run is main class, okay? It's main method. We run it, and we see, right? So we have some messages. First, we have a hello world. This is printed by this print statements, right? Then we have 4 lines of log messages. So these are generated by this logging statements. But look here, in the program we have 6, right? We have 6 logging statements, but here we only have 4 of them generating log messages. So what happens, right? If you look at here, for each log message, we have a level, right? And here we also have level. Level includes trace, debug, info, warm, error, and fatal, right? These are levels. Here we only have info, we only print info, warm, error, fatal levels. We don't have trace and debug levels. What happens? This is because we configure our logger to only print the log levels that are higher than info, equals to higher than info, right? So we only print these 4 logging statements. So where we did the configuration, look at the log4j2.xml. So actually for this logger, this root logger, we set level equals to info, which means we print all the levels equals to or higher than info, right? So, and remember we defined the two appenders. The first one is console. So this is a console. Second one is a file, right? We go to the file. This is the log file generated. We see these files include the information we generated, right? So this is just a general introduction of what is logging, how it looks like. Then we'll go to details. We'll go to more theory here, okay?